Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine, brought to you by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Rifle in action this week as they take on their rivals from West Point. And Mark Dely joins us. Mark, for this week, and we talk about, all the build up, the lead up, you get to wear your sweater and all the other great things that surround this amazing rivalry. How do you keep things just kind of cool, calm, and perspective? And as we know, being calm on that rifle range is the key to success. How do you manage all of that this week?
Yeah, I think that kind of comes down to practicing and trusting yourself and doing really deliberate training. We're all working hard on the range. We have all our teammates pushing ourselves, and you're not really doing anything different this week. It's the same as every other week. You just show up, train hard, and you just got to kind of shoot your average. And that's all it takes. You can't put any more weight on this match versus other matches. It's all just trusting yourself, trusting your process, and trusting your teammates that you're all gonna perform together. And that's really all it is in this sport, is making sure that you're showing up and trusting yourself and doing the preparation so you're able to be confident in that.
Is that easier said than done?
It is, yeah. It can be tough, but that's what you have your teammates for, and that's what you have really good coaches for, to help guide you along the way. And it's a big mental game, but I mean, that's what makes the sport fun.
Obviously, as you mentioned, you guys have terrific coaching. You have a terrific room, that can be helpful, to each other. What is having a culture like that? And obviously, when you look at the results you all are putting up, it seems to all be going at a pretty good clip right now. Would you say that?
No, I would. And I think a big part of developing a good team culture is going in there and enjoying the camaraderie with everyone on your team, and having them push you with your coaches, because it's a lot harder to show up at the range and shoot on your own when you have someone next to you and beside you, and you have a culture where you're all pushing each other and promoting each other. And if you have a problem, you're able to go to the person next to you, and maybe they have a solution, or maybe they tried something different and it worked for them. So that's kind of a really big team environment that you wouldn't really expect from a little bit of a more individual sport, but it really is a true team sport, just like football or rugby. And I think our culture has really done a good job of promoting us to shoot our best and to keep getting better and keep performing at the highest level possible.
You brought up a fascinating point that I love talking to athletes, that yes, it's a team concept, but how you do individually really, affects how the team does. It requires, your focus, your concentration. It requires you doing your best, regardless of what's happening, in the hall and things of that nature. Just how different is that, camaraderie and that individualism, yet within the team concept? And as you mentioned, the supporting of each other in the end may be the difference in helping you all get the team results that ultimately you're looking for.
Yeah, so one of the things that kind of comes down to is when you're shooting, if you're not having the best day, you kind of you're thinking about in your mind, like, I need to fight to do everything I can to get as many points as possible. And I know that my teammates are by my side, and maybe one of them is having a good day. And if you're having a good day, that's good. And you can pick up the person who's maybe not having the best day, because you're not going to shoot perfectly or your very, very best every single time. You just can't give up, and you got to keep pushing, even if your individual score isn't the best. If you fought for every point and it came a little easier for someone else that day, then you'll still end up with a good team score, which is really what matters.
Is one of the challenges in this sport not overreacting to a great shot and not overreacting to a poor shot per se?
No, that's definitely one of the biggest things you have to work on. I mean, you see some of these Olympic shooters, and they'll win the Olympics and they look like they're about to fall asleep because they're just so calm. And that's kind of the goal. You want to underreact to every shot. Every shot's the same. You place the same weight on every shot, and you just do the same thing and trust your process. If you try to do more than you train to do, then it's just going to hurt you.
Coach Anstey talked about this. I know at one of the sports banquets a couple of years ago. You know, you're trying to do your best to get you, as you mentioned, you're breathing and all of that. You're trying to, remain as calm as possible. How much of your preparation does not involve a gun at all?
Yeah, so there's a good amount. I mean, we see a sports psychologist. We'll try to meet with her once a week, and it's kind of working on the mental game. Same thing with golf, and a lot of other sports too. Even are working with sports psychologists and just preparing your mind. And I mean, you're stretching beforehand. You're visualizing your process. You're making sure all your equipment is right, and that's all of the process leading up to even shooting is more important than when you actually pull the trigger. All your breathing, all your relaxation, all your pre-match routine, that's really important. And it's no different than you don't just show up on the field or the pitch. You don't just show up and play. You practice with the team the whole time, and you've got a pregame routine. It's a similar thing, and getting in the right mental state is a really important hurdle to be for the team.
Kids get on the soccer pitch at like 2 and 3 years old, and football and all that other stuff. How does somebody get involved in rifle, and where did your enjoyment come from? And obviously now, pursuing one of the greatest educations you can possibly get, and obviously a terrific career upon graduation.
I actually got into, so I grew up hunting and shooting in Tennessee, and I eventually moved to Indiana, and someone on my rugby team shot competitively, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't really know that was a thing that you could do. And he got me into it. He ended up joining the Marine Corps, so he's in the Marines now. So my kind of love of shooting built from there. I had really good high school coaches. My family was really supportive, and it really helped me to grow and develop. And I was really fortunate to be able to continue that at the collegiate level. And I knew that I wanted to serve my country, and this was the way that, and the opportunity for me to do both at the same time. And it's been a really meaningful process. I have a really great team. I have really great coaches, and I'm also really fortunate that my two siblings are on the team too. It's really fun to shoot alongside of them, and there's definitely some competitive spirit between the three of us. But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you led me right into my next question, and the fact is having them there. Look, I mean, support system means everything at the Naval Academy. I mean, obviously, you spend a lot more time away from the rifle range than you do there. There's so much going on there. Being able to share this entire experience, though, with family directly, like this, what's that been like, and what does it mean to you?
It's been awesome. I love having my siblings here, and it's even better that we all get to shoot together. And it's really unique that you get to show up to the range and see your actual brother and your actual sister. I mean, everyone here is your brother and sister, but getting to see them every day is really unique, and it's really fun to get to shoot next to them. And we push each other probably a little harder than normal teammates, which is good. And there's a lot of competitive spirit when we go into a match and see who outshoots who, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm really glad that it worked out that way.
I like to ask all the athletes, because I think everybody's perspective in a lot of ways is different. But being able to participate in this rivalry, knowing what it means on the grand scale of things from the moment you arrive there, it's beat Army. But just to be able to participate in this, what does that mean to you, and what is it like? What's that euphoria like when you go into a match like this, and you do your best, and you really aid your team and give them a chance to win?
Yeah, no, I mean, it really is the most important match of the year. And it just kind of, like I said before, you can't treat it any different than any other match. It might be like, it's a big deal to shoot against Army. It's a big deal to compete in the star match, but we already shot against Army earlier in the year. So we're really fortunate that we get to compete with them a couple of times during the year. So you just kind of relax, trust yourself, trust your process, trust your team, and might be a little bit bigger of a match, but it's still treat it the same as all the other ones. And you just trust that all the preparation that you put in, and all the hard work you and your team put in, that it all ends up working out in the end. And you know that you prepared better than they did, and that we're going to beat Army.
Awesome stuff, big fella. Mark, appreciate the time so much today. Best of luck to you and your teammates and your family as you all go at it with Army this weekend. Thanks for the time today.
Thank you so much.